Hi, Instagrammers. I see you're telling everybody that I'm live. Well, yeah, I'm still alive. I'm pretty old, but I'm still alive. And I think it's important to be alive. So I'm glad I'm alive. And glad I can still do this that people seem to need. And it excites me every day to keep doing it, trying to show people the government programs that nobody knows about. Yeah, well, they would if they took some time to learn. But we don't have time in our busy schedules. But this is important. I mean, I believe it's important, but I'm biased, so don't trust me. They're about, the government gives out an average of $22,000 in grants to families. That's the average. So some are getting a lot more and some are getting a lot less. And that's every year, year in and year out. They do this. Yeah? I put together a list about, there's about 10, 12 programs that are brand new that are from the government. See, these programs are coming and going every day. So you can't keep up on it. Yeah. But you can learn what you can learn. And if you watch me enough, you'll see that there are certain offices where you live that keep up on these things. And that's what all you have to really know is where those offices are and start contacting them. And the other thing you have to know is that no one person knows everything. Even me, I've been studying this 50 years and I still don't know it because it changes so quickly. Also, what people don't realize is that there is no certainty about what the application is. There's no certainty about who's eligible and who's not. Everybody is eligible. All income. Now, millionaires in this town or in this country get, of the grants that are given out, they make about 10% of their income that come from these grants. That's millionaires. So they're applying for that and getting it too. That's 10% of $1 million. That's a lot of money. And people in lower income get a bigger percentage of their income, but it's still not as much money as the millionaires are getting. They know how to use the system. Maybe that's why they're millionaires. I don't know. I used to start, and I worked for them, and I charged them thousands of dollars to get this stuff. But now, they're no fun to work for millionaires. They don't need money. I want to work for people who really need this stuff. And it's not in Google. That's the other thing. Everybody says, well, I know it. I'll find it in Google. No, you won't. Maybe you'll find something in Google. Google is mainly for selling things. And in other words, people who want, if they think you have a money problem or something like that, they'll advertise in Google and try to find you. You have to get out of debt. Well, somebody in Google is spending a lot of money in Google to find you because they have this magic potion that will get you out of debt. Man, I show you free people to get you out of debt. I show you free money to buy a house. I show you free money to start a business. But they don't advertise in Google. Let me run down the programs I have now that I'm going to tell you about. And I'm going to put all of these in the description, in the chat. I have a report on all this. I'll put them in the chat, and you could download that and follow up on them. Now, the reports, the programs I'm going to talk about are really specific programs because this is how it's set up. The money comes from Washington. It goes from Washington down to the state, then from the state down to the city and county and things like that. And so it's the state and city and county that set up this money. So that's why there's more, it's different in every state. So I can't give you one website and that's the same for all. I mean, there are a few like that, but that's very few. Most of them are local, state, and local. So when I talk about a program, what you have to do is realize there's going to be something like this where you live, okay? Maybe not exactly the same thing or whatever, little different requirements and things like that. But they're the things you're kind of looking for. Like right now, let's see. Here's a line. Out in Arkansas, there's a national rent program. So rent grants, okay? And that's a national program for the COVID, and it was in every state. And if you want to find out, and it's still in every state, but some ran out of money, some don't. But if you want to check that, NASCH is the organization, nasch.org. You could go there and look for the rental assistance program and find your state. But here's one state, in Arkansas, they gave the money back. Not enough people applied. Now, I don't know about you, but this is probably the most stupid thing I've ever heard. You know people are hurting out there. Can't pay rent. People are there's more people going to court because they can't pay rent. More people are losing the place to live because they can't pay rent. And here's a government program that's giving back the money to Washington because not enough people applied. Now that tells me a lot because it helps me educate people. But man, we have on one side, people who just can't pay the rent and are going to be thrown out on the street. And on another side, we have government offices that have all this money that they can't give out because not enough people applied. Okay, so the application for Arkansas will be in the description, but you have to find it where something like this is for you. Now, a good office to check, a good website to check for local organizations, and this is just a start. You can't go one place and say it's not there and then there isn't any there. No, you have to just start one place and then keep going. And that's go to findhelp.org, findhelp.org. You put your zip code in there, put your subject area, you got to pay rent, you want to start a business, or you need health care or financial assistance, or whatever it is. And start calling all the organizations in that list that you find there. And you talk to as many as you can, because that's how you're really going to learn. You learn by talking to people, what they have, and then they tell you who else would have stuff tough. If they can't help you, they'll tell you about other people who can help you. And that's what you really want to do. Okay, here's another one. $1,500 for emergency assistance. Now, this is in Minnesota. They have emergency assistance money up to $1,500. You have an emergency. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your heating. You're going to lose whatever it is. You can't pay the rent. Well, they have something, and it's a very easy application. It's a handful of fill in the blanks, and that's all it is. And for $1,500. Okay. Now the requirements are, you can't be a millionaire and get this stuff. So they're income requirements. So for things like this, for emergency money, that's usually income requirements. So and they're on the website, but every state has something like this. So if you go to findhelp.org and put in, you can put in financial assistance, and that's a good overall word to see if you need emergency money. And you can put emergency too and see what happens. But play around with it, because some egghead decided they're going to put it under this keyword, and that may not be the same keyword that you would use. So that's why you have to play around. Here's another one. They're now going to pay grandparents who take care of their kids, their grandkids. So now there's a program to do that. It's starting. It's going to be more and more. I think this is now in, in Minnesota. Oh, Michigan. Michigan has this. So in other words, for your aunt or uncle, say if something happened to you and you can't take your kids, you have to have somebody take care of your kids because you have this disaster happen to you and you need somebody to care for them. Well, you could hire a next of kin, or any kind of kin. A grandparent, an uncle, an aunt, something like that. And the government pays them. Now, most of this, again, will be at your state level. Now, here's a good place to learn for all these kind of caregiver ones. And see, these are changing a lot because the current administration is trying to get more caregivers. And that's what happened. We have so many people that need taken care of. Seniors, little people, and things like that. If you go to childcareaware.org, childcareaware.org, and see what kind of programs you could take advantage of. You're caring for a senior, you're a senior caring for a grandkid, you're an uncle, your sister, you're taking care of your sister's kids or whatever, and that's where to start doing that. Okay, here's $30,000 for down payment and closing cost grant. Now this is in North Carolina, and it doesn't open up until the summer. See, they mention these things, and that's why, a lot of these programs will come, the money will be available, and then as soon as it's gone, it's over. So that's why you want to know about these things early. You don't want to be the last one in line because there probably won't be any money there. So knowing about things first gets you a jump start on this stuff. and and you could take advantage of $30,000 grant. I mean, that's pretty good. And besides the besides the down payment grant, they have closing cost grant too. So you get $30,000 for down payment, and then another probably a couple $1,000, maybe $5,000 for closing costs. Wow, that's pretty good. Now here's something: $10,000 to $50,000 for small businesses with bad credit and suffering from setbacks and lack access to capital. That means you can't get a loan from anybody. So the government has these grants that give you that. Now this is in, I forget where it is. Oh, Minnesota. This is in Minnesota. So there's programs like this in almost every state. And that's why you say, oh, there's no programs for me. I have a small business, so they don't have it. Well, you just haven't looked enough. And that's it. And it may take some work on your part. It may be easy, but if it isn't easy, then you got to roll up your sleeves and do something, because it ain't going to come to you. That much I know. Okay, here they need people in law enforcement. Not only policemen on the beat in the normal cities, they need like a policeman on campus. Be a campus cop, university cop, railroad and street railway police, airport authority police, and county park police. All those, they're now in Pennsylvania, they're giving an extra $5,000 bonus to sign up. See, there's bonus money. This is what the government does. They give you bonus money, or even money to use for, places to live and things like that. There's a lot of bonus money. So that's why you want to look for things like that. And where you are now, where would you look for things like that where you are? Okay, where's a good place to find those things? Well, it would probably, your city and county, and every one of them has an office for hiring, personnel office or whatever they call it, in the government. Or you go to careeronestop.org. That's another place to find these, careeronestop.org. And you make an appointment with a counselor there. They help you get any kind of job and help you find the jobs that are giving out bonuses if you apply. Or they'll also give you like 10, 20 grand to train for a better job, not to get a degree, but to train, get a skill. So that, that's worth a lot more than a degree nowadays. Degree is, people serving lattes at Starbucks, they have degrees. But you want a skill, whether it's accounting or healthcare or anything like this, you can get trained for that for free. And it's different in every city. Okay, here's another free service for treatment for individuals who have overcome substance abuse and or incarceration, as well as programs for people to support them on the journey. So this is help for people. We have so much mental health problems and loneliness problems, all kinds of things to do with the mental health. And mental health is very expensive, but there's a lot of programs that you could use for free. There's free mental health, but you have to dig at them. Now, if you don't know about this one, you could go to findhelp.org and put in healthcare or mental health, and you'll see probably dozens, hundreds, no, not hundreds, but dozens and dozens of organizations where you live that provide free healthcare. Another good place to do this is Needy Meds, NEEDYMEDS.org. See, the good stuff is .org. The bad stuff is .com, because they have to get money from you to pay Google. .org, they already got your money. And they got grant money, they got money from the government, whatever, to solve this problem. And they solve it for free. So they give you money. They don't take your money. Okay, now listen, there's a lot of things. Downtowns aren't doing so well anymore because of the COVID and working at home and things like that. So downtown Fort Worth are giving grants to $50,000 grants for people to start a business downtown. $50,000. Actually, in Washington, D.C., they're giving $200,000 for people and free rent and everything to start a business. Now, man, this is the time to start a business, particularly a resale business. And here's another one that's giving free rent for a year. A whole year you get free rent. Actually, a friend of my son's started a little bakery out in a small town. He's getting 2 years free rent. Wow, 2 years free rent. That's amazing. I want to stake a business and start a business. In Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, what you want to do is find go to SBA.gov, And when you get there, search for local assistance. Now, when you go to local assistance, roller skating business, right, same thing. Any of these, you go SBA.gov, local assistance. Now, the local assistants are not SBA offices. These are nonprofit organizations that get grants from the SBA and other sources to help you think about your business and start your business, okay? So they're going to help you start a business, yeah? And they're all free. And you may want to talk to 2 or 3 of them because one may not be good enough for you. And they may tell you something you don't want to hear. So that doesn't matter. Put them aside and go somewhere else and find something that really works for you, okay? So that's sba.gov/local assistance. Sent a request to be in your live video. Yeah, no, I don't do video with anybody, so I'm sorry. Okay, here's another one. Boy, this is in Maine, $48,000 to be an organic vegetable farmer. $48,000. You want to grow organic vegetables, sell organic vegetables. This is big stuff now because actually local food is becoming more important because of the transportation and all that kind of stuff. Or they're also doing is they give out $376,000 to somebody making toys. You want to make children's toys. $306,000. This is a grant. Okay. How about this? $18,000 for real estate business. Right. Okay. Now you know what this is from? This is from the Department of Agriculture. Right. How would you think of that? Yeah. People going to the SBA, whatever. Things aren't where you think it is. That's why what you do when you contact these offices, you don't tell them you want money. You're not even sure what you have. All you have to ask is, hey, I want to start a business. Can you help me? That's all you have to ask. And if they say no, then you go somewhere else. Or what? Before you go somewhere else, you ask them, who else do they think can help you? And that's what you do. So that's real estate business. So here's another one I just found in Indiana. They're giving $25,000 grant for solar lighting for your business. So you want to sub solar lights, maybe a big, I don't know, basketball court in the back of your building or something, or inside your house, you need a lot of lights. Well, they want you to have solar lights, so they give you $25,000 to use to set up solar lighting. And then also for businesses, you get $10,000 to do an energy upgrade. So you want to do, I don't know, some other kind of stuff that doesn't be so much energy, and they give you $10,000 to do that, or $3,000 to do an energy assessment. See, how would you know that? No, you don't know what to do. You want to cut your energy bill. They give you $3,000, have some experts come out and show you how to cut your energy bill. Yeah, that's what it is. So all this stuff is out there. They're sitting there for you. It's going to take work on your part to do it. And that's what we do at Let's Go Help, is help people do that. Any organ, God damn, yes. Every state has these things. They may not have the exact ones I'm talking about because they're samples from other states. But they have them. And you have to do some work to find them. And at Let's Go Help, that's what we do, is try to train people. Like right now, we have not only me training, I do things like this, almost every day on Let's Go Help, and also our members who got money, and they show you how to do it. Like in about, I think about 10 o'clock tonight, I think it's 11 o'clock tonight. Almost every day now we have members that are on live to tell you how they got money. See, and that's what I think is the best. That's better than me, some clown screaming at you. No, somebody who's studying this for 50 years, but somebody just started, hey, look what I did and how I got it. So they're available too. And then we also give our own grants. Every month we give out $75,000 of grants. $75,000, yeah. You want some? You got to be a member. We've got over $1 million now we've given out. I had no idea I could do something like this. And that's probably the nicest thing that I feel I did. It's very selfish. I love giving, so it makes me feel good. It's not for you. No, it's for me because it feels good. And the same way in helping people. That's why I'll be doing this till I die because I think it's important. I see too many people take advantage of it and change their lives. So I'm going to do this until I die, and I'm going to help train people to learn how to use this system. And it's no magic. I mean, that's why I only charge $20. How to become a member? Go to letsgohelp.com. Letsgohelp.com. That's how you become a member. And It's just going to take some effort. And if you an easier way to get them money, maybe you want to try that. But if you don't, the government gives out $22,000 to every family every year. SBA.gov, local assistance, local-assistance. Try that, okay? Or just go to SBA.gov and search local assistance. And you'll see a map of the United States, put in your zip code, and you'll see all the people locally want to help you, okay? And if you have credit problems or money problems, go to hudgov/counseling, hud.gov/counseling, and make an appointment with a local counselor. Make an appointment 2 or 3, because again, you may get a dud and you need somebody else. And the other one is findhelp.org, findhelp.org, okay? And that's for all kinds of help. Go there, put in your zip code, and you'll see how good it is, okay? See you later. Thanks.